ladies and gentlemen, Vince here. We're diving into some new reward apps to see if they're actually worth the time or not in 2025. Hope you enjoy. First up, we have Fruit DigitTap. And this is what it looks like when you first launch it up. Top of the screen, you have your gems, a timer that counts down from 3 hours, and your supposed PayPal currency. Then as I was talking, an advertisement literally appeared, so get ready everyone, we're gonna get bombarded. Now they do have a daily task area as well here, which I guess is pretty cool to keep you active on the app, and also an achievement area where you can generate a few of these gems as well, it looks like here and there. Now this is what the actual game looks like. You have your fruits in the middle of the screen, all you need to do is simply match them together, very straightforward. And again, just like that, another advertisement appeared, so that's 2 in the span of 60 seconds. These days, any type of like play to earn apps always have this kind of system, I noticed. Anyway, here you have a little spinning wheel. Obviously, there are a different amount of gems that you can hopefully try and land on to win them. And we land on 200. So at this point, you can either collect them, which I found plays an advertisement anyway, or you can watch the ad to get 2 times the amount of diamonds. So which one do you think you'd obviously choose? So there's another ad, everyone, okay? Now the goal is to get the gems, so keep that in mind. That's why they do these type of like little setups. All right, so that just generated a whole bunch of gems then. And now we even have a floating chest. Straight away, everyone, another prompt to obviously watch the ad. And you'll find out a majority of the time, this is what you're gonna be doing. So even though I didn't press the ×2 button, it still played the ad as I mentioned earlier. So that's pretty annoying. From a reviewer's point of view, those type of forced ads are very irritating. And in fact, here's another one as I was speaking. So there's 2 in a row, everyone. I did want to say, everyone, if you enjoy what I do here on YouTube every single week, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support is incredible. So thank you all so much. Either way, now we can actually get back to matching the fruit together, and now we're back to the spinning wheel. So realistically, that is all there is to the application already. There's not much to it. Let's see where we land on here. And it's 300 gems. Then of course you can watch the ad again. Alright, now that's done, you can see the bar is slowly starting to fill up, everyone. At the bottom of the screen there are also abilities, but I found you rarely ever have to use them. As well as a chest system where the more you merge, the more you can actually unlock a chest. So even when you're navigating the menus, an advertisement will appear. Like I was just about to show the withdraw area, but straight away got hit with an intrusive ad. Okay, this is what the withdraw area actually looks like. Here in Australia, my goal is to get to 10,000 of these diamonds, everyone, okay? Or the gems, whatever you want to call them. Now, I was able to generate 10,788 of these diamonds, everyone, in roughly 1 hour and 10 minutes, okay? And that converted into 6 cents worth of USD currency. Now, to be fair, that conversion rate is actually better than some of the other apps we've covered recently. But now, did it actually come through for me? Well, everyone, I did withdraw that 6 cents worth of USD, and I'm happy to say that within around 5 to 10 minutes, it did hit my account. And there's another ad. So you're going to be dealing with non-stop ads. And if that's something you're happy to deal with, then that's completely up to you. But this is a very frustrating system, in my opinion, for the amount of currency you can attempt to get. So everyone, that's my review of Fruit DigitTap. You do whatever you want with that information. Let's move on. Next, we have Lucky Man Run. You gotta love the names of some of these apps, everyone. Either way, this is what it looks like. Top of the screen, you have your in-game currency of gems and coins. Your goal is to try and collect as many of the coins as possible, okay? Whereas when it comes to the diamonds, it seems they're only used for character upgrades or new skins. So if that's something that interests you, then you can do that as well. But in my opinion, the coins are all that matter. And that's because heading to the cash out area, you'll find the cash out options, at least here in Australia, PayPal currency. 1 cent converts into 10,000 of the coins. For today's video though, I targeted the 10-cent cash out. So now you know that, we can actually progress with the game. All you need to do, everyone, is simply run and avoid the red hazards while moving into the blue zones. Again, very, very easy to understand game. And once you finally get to the end of that level, you'll smash through a whole bunch of boards, and then eventually you'll get to the ad prompt. And there we go. So at this point, you can see that I earned 272 diamonds, as well as 100 coins. But now, if we open up the advertisement here, of course, since it's running on that play to earn aspect, we should get a nice increase. And there we go. We got bumped up to almost 3,000 coins in total there, everyone, from the initial 100. And now at this point, you can continue to watch those ads, okay? Which is actually pretty interesting. And then obviously you can go and upgrade your character again and then rerun the course, which it seems the courses do change. So look, little apps like this are actually pretty fun to play all in all. You're gonna get what you expect with this type of situation, everyone, okay? It's one of these like little beer money applications. But when I say beer money, I mean like ridiculously low. Like generally each ad's gonna give around half of a cent, if that. But of course that's in Australia. In your own country, who knows what you're actually gonna get. I can only judge and review what I get in my own country, obviously. So now after completing this level, 373 diamonds, and 0 of the coins. So let's open that add up. And now that's just given me 3,236 of the coins. So now in total, almost 1 cent. So how did my experience go? It took me 30 minutes to generate 10 cents worth of currency each time, guys. Again, here in Australia, and in my experience, that's actually not too bad compared to the other apps we've seen in the last week. And I am happy to say that yes, both those little withdrawals did actually hit the PayPal account within around 5 minutes. So that was awesome to see. The usefulness of an application like this really depends on the user, okay? Like at the end of the day, only you're going to decide if it's actually worth the time and effort for yourself. My opinion is always the same with these type of little play to earn apps. They're fun just to try and see what you can get in your own country, but you can't really expect too much. But at bare minimum, you want them to actually keep their word. So while nowhere near the highest reward app I've covered lately, Lucky Man Run did come through for me, at least at the time of this recording here in Australia. You can do whatever you want with that information, but now at least you know about it. Let's move on. On that highway. Next we have Rush Bus. And this is what it looks like when you launch it up. Top of the screen you have your coin-based currency and diamond-based currency again. And we're looking at the exact same withdrawal system as the app we just mentioned, where 1 cent equals 10,000 of the coins and 10 cents equals 100,000 of the coins. Now you can change the withdrawal options depending on your country, but here in Australia, the primary use is for the PayPal currency. So in my balance at the moment, I do have 1 cent worth of currency, almost 1.5 cents actually. But we'll talk about the cash out experience in a moment. Let's dive into the game. So this is what the game actually looks like. Bottom of the screen, you have your buses that are all different colors with different arrows on them, obviously stating the direction they're going in. And at the top of the screen, you have your civilians and the amount of civilians left that you have to shuttle off. So we'll start sending those buses to the line. Again, really not rocket science here, everyone. Each level roughly took me around 1 to 2 minutes. And what I find, it gives you just enough time to watch an advertisement. Because yes, just like all the other apps we've covered lately in the last week or two, I feel like the goal of this application is to obviously just sit through as many advertisements as possible while having some filler content in the middle, which you're seeing at the moment. And if you're in a country where you don't see ads, you're going to have a really rough time in my opinion. Either way, the level is completed, and you can see that we have 250 coins and 50 of the diamonds. I can watch an advertisement to obviously increase those coins. Let's do that now. Alright, after watching that advertisement, we've been pumped up all the way to almost 3,000 of the coins. Again, we have the option to watch more if we want to, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Keeping in mind here, there are abilities at the bottom of the screen, and they can be activated by either watching the ads or using your diamond. So at the end of the day, that's really all there is to show. Now, how did I go? So everyone, I withdrew 10 cents worth of USD currency, and in my experience, it did actually hit my PayPal account in a few minutes. So that was excellent to see. And for me, it only took around 30 minutes to generate that. But you see, that's the thing, different country, different rates. And I feel like these little apps really struggle to say that to people. So a lot of people get misinformed and they get let down. But that's the app, everyone. I feel like Rush Bus is just another one of these little apps you can play when you're bored, but don't expect to get too much at all. I'm really hoping for some much better platforms coming out later this year, because lately these little games are really low on the reward scale in my opinion. Either way, now at least you know my review on it. Check out my channel for almost 1,000 money making reviews. I'll catch you all next time. Stay safe out there.